Hi, and welcome to my Vanda place. Today I have a video about big vandas, and it's care collab video. And there's many channels participating in this care collab. So here's the list. And the fact that so many people making a video about big vandas just tells you how popular these plants are. I happen to have a few of a big vandas, and honestly I would have much more if I had the room they require, because as the name suggests, they're really big, and when you're buying one you need to plan ahead. What I did, at some point I bought lots of seedlings, and well, I didn't think it through really, and now they're see, they're getting bigger, their lifespan gets larger, and at some point they will be just as big as this Vanda tricolor. And like, I don't know where will it go. It can't hang there, right? Because it will be blocking the light for other plants. So, well, I'll think about it when it happens, but it will happen eventually. And then I have a whole bunch of seedlings there. So, yeah, I bought too many at some point. Anyways, this is the care collab. So my care for big vandas is not different from the care of smaller vandas. Basically, all vandaceas that I have, I care the same way. This is the small one. This is Vanda Castella's Pinky, and see, it's in the same settings. All my vandas are bare rooted, either in those baskets, the wooden baskets, or some of them are in clay pots. And recently I started putting the this little bird nest, what do you call it, coconut threads, just because I think maybe it'll help me to keep most of the roots from growing algae. The algae grows a lot on the roots of vandas in the pots, so I'm trying to use those little threads to protect my vandas from algae. My lighting is natural for vandas. I don't use any supplements, and I have this corner window here, which this corner points directly to south. So basically this side is southeast, and morning sun comes here, and then afternoon get sun from here. So basically this corner always has bright light, and this is bathroom, so I do have privacy film on the windows, which is actually good because it protects vandas from burning. So as such, the light is enough to spike Vanda tricolor species and Vanda denisoniana. See, it started 2 spikes, but I guess plant decided that it's not going to be able to support 2 spikes. So see, this one is yellowing. I hope it's not something I did, because I didn't really do anything. So I think probably a plant overestimated its possibility and then decided to drop 1 spike. That's my explanation, but I'm not sure what exactly happened to the second spike. Anyways, the first one, this one is still good and growing, so I'm gonna hopefully have some blooms. And that tells you that in Canada, with short winter days, I still can bloom the species that are from like, sunny places, which is good, which kind of validates this area. But that being said, I still am not able to bloom this huge vanda. It's definitely a big one. This is Vanda tessellata blue, cerulean type of Vanda tessellata. I have it for around 4 or 5 years, I think. It grows a lot. See? It's lots of roots, and it's definitely a healthy plant. There's nothing wrong with it. So I have absolutely no clue why it's not blooming. And I don't think it's a lack of light, because I tried a couple of years ago, I tried to put it outside in the summer where there's lots of light, and it didn't bloom. So I don't know, it's some stubborn little plant or stubborn large plant that doesn't want to bloom. If anybody has experience of blooming Vanda tessellata, please let me know. And I actually bought this Vanda cross, which is called Vanda Ricky Parrots, which is hybrid with tessellata. So, but I bought this Ricky Parrots because it's a tessellata hybrid, just to see if this one will bloom better for me or easier. Now, why I grow them bare rooted? It's purely because I am a root water. So I tried to grow vandas potted into different types of media. And unfortunately, in all types of media, I was rotting the roots absolutely hopelessly. So at some point, I decided to just stop trying and grow them in empty pots or empty baskets, even though I thought it would require much more effort from me, because if there is no medium, they need to water them more often. But once I started doing it, I actually got some success. So I'm not saying that that'll work for everybody, right? Like if you are in a dry place, low humidity and winds, then maybe those roots will be desiccating too much, and putting it into medium maybe would be better. We need to reflect on your own conditions. But I grow inside of the house all year round. There's no winds, and I have this setting in a bathtub, right? So even if it's very dry and hot day, I can basically take a hose from the tub and give them a little shower, which is like almost no effort at all, right? So it works for me, this setup with no medium in pots. And now about watering, I water my vandas twice a week, usually Monday and Friday. And then if it's winter, then it's enough. If it's summer and lots of sun going in and they dry fast, then I would give them a shower from the hose, maybe Wednesday or every second day, because it's easy, and well, I can do it anytime. Now for fertilizing, I use this one here, Dynagrow Orchid Pro Liquid Plant Food. It's I know liquid plant food is the sign that I'm really lazy, because it's easier to dissolve for me to prepare the fertilizing solution. But this is a good fertilizer. It's urea free, and it has pretty low content, 786, and I usually use it at half of recommended strength. So because I'm putting it into each watering, I'm using it at half of recommended strength. And when I say watering, it's not just a little sprinkling of the roots. I really make sure that roots are soaked in that fertilizer water. I let it absorb, and then I do it again. Or alternatively, I would put a big container with fertilized water and seed them in that container and let them soak for like at least half-hour each. And that just makes sure that they do absorb enough nutrients to last until the next watering. I think, just my opinion. And once in a while I give them calcium magnesium supplement. I think I try to do it every month, but sometimes I forget. So it's not very regular, but once in a blue moon, basically. And yeah, you can see the leaves are pretty healthy. Usually when there is a nutrient deficiency, you can see a little spots on leaves, little yellow spots, but my leaves are good. I think they get enough nutrients. Now, during winter, usually, the roots are dormant, there's no growing tips, but when the spring starts, which is now basically, see, I got this little growing points. I think they feel because it's getting a bit warmer and more sun, the daylight maybe changes the length of the day. And that's their probably cue to start growing more. At that point, like most of the roots will start to have this. I'm trying to see who else there. I think I had some here appearing. See, they're new growing tips. So if it's winter and your wanda doesn't have any growing points on the roots, I think it's normal. They're just, it's cold and they don't feel like growing. But when it gets warmer and brighter, they will just start sprouting the new roots right away. But some of them don't stop growing roots, like this vanda tessellata. It grows the roots all year round, and they're huge and they're thick. They're like my finger. And then they go each way, and then I try to bend them, and see, I tie them together, so otherwise it would take too much space. So again, you can see the leaves, they're not very wide, not very long, so the leaves wise it's not very wide vanda, it's pretty narrow, but the roots take more space. If my vanda has problems with growing roots, like there's no growing tips appearing even when it's spring, then I would give it a good soak in a seaweed extract. I found that seaweed extract really promotes the new root growth in most of the vandas, or in all of the vandas. So that's the trick actually to get the roots going on new purchases. Sometimes I get a new purchase, especially when it's imported, and all the roots old and desiccated. So just give it a seaweed extract soak, and the new roots will start appearing almost right away. So that was my care collab on big vandas. Please check out the other videos. The links to the channels are below, and please stay tuned for these blooms. I will post either picture or video when it blooms, this one and then Sanyana. And thank you for watching and have a nice day.